huge potential in Nigeria. It's also important to say that both our founders and our staff, we have more than 100 employees here in Nigeria, are extremely passionate to bring a real solution to a critical need of the everyday Nigerian. And I think if we would ask a question typically to a Nigerian, what are your first three frustrations or difficulties of living, power would probably, inconsistency would probably be the first one. We have closed a record round of $90 million, which is primarily geared on providing the Nigerian market with electricity, with a target of surpassing 1 million Nigerians enjoying our services within the next 12 months. So we're highly committed, and we think that the solar revolution will be 10 years from now looked at as the mobile revolution is looked at today. This is something that perhaps looked difficult and expensive 2-3 years ago. Already there is much more enabling environment, and I think 10-15 years from now, distributed solutions and independence of the households would be part of the message, part of the solution for access to electricity globally in markets where power is a real issue.
Well, in terms of the energy mix, let's chat about 1 minute to that also. In terms of the energy mix, do you think, what percentage do you think we should be doing, considering the abundance of solar energy, for example, that Nigeria has in the northern part of the country to begin with, in Katsina State and a few other parts of the country? What's your mix? What mix do you think should be the right for us to take care of two set of customers, the ordinary people, or at the bottom of the pyramid, then at the mid-level where you have light industries where you can still use solar to do some energy provision?
Thank you. It's a very good question. I think that's interesting in the sense that I think the power challenge is actually a power which all of Nigerians share. And most of the people in this country can't afford a 24/7 generator backup. So while many of the people, even middle class, upper middle class, would run their gen during the evening hours, at nighttime they would turn their generator off. And few actually have other solutions to rely on. So the practice is that most people would not have fan at night, would not have a phone charge at night, would not have their security lights on at night. And this is a key proposition on our end, is that for some households perhaps we are going to be the primary energy source. Others would use our solution with MTN as the secondary solution to the grid, and others would use their grid, their generator, because they have huge power needs, and they would also use mobile electricity at night to be more cost-effective with their household and business expenses. It's important to note really for businesses, power is a major challenge, and many small and micro businesses rely on power just to have lighting, maybe phone charging, and entertainment or cooling in their establishment. Those costs, while running their generator every day for 4 hours, amount to heavy expense that takes a big toll on the business. And we're able to save up to 60 to 70% of the expenses of such businesses, which of course transfers to better investments, better savings, and better businesses.
Well, it's been said severally that doing business in Nigeria is difficult. So if I may put this to you direct, Yuri, what do you find difficult doing business in Nigeria's energy environment?
Thank you very much. Nigeria, I think, holds a huge potential. And between all the people that talk about the challenge of doing business in Nigeria, are still here doing business in Nigeria. You know, we're actually working in a new space. It's a new offering to this market. One of the challenges that we're looking to offer a change of behavior to the Nigerian consumer. As a business, I think we had great hospitality from all stakeholders. I think we also benefit from bringing forward a solution which everybody taps onto. So people are excited to hear about this proposition, to be here available for the Nigerians on this market. And of course, with the understanding of the amount of capital that we're investing here. So like I mentioned, we've already completed a round of $90 million US, and within the next 3 to 4 years, we're going to invest hundreds of millions of dollars more in solar systems that will be providing households and businesses, as well as community institutions like clinics or mosques or churches around Nigeria. As it is today, we have systems deployed already from Yola to Sokoto to Lagos and to Calabar. And we have over 300 points of sales where customers can join the service, and over 40,000 customers today that are already enjoying the service. And we can see very high referral rate from our existing customers, which actually holds a huge promise on a market which is driven by word-of-mouth marketing.
A final one. Yuri, what do you consider, or what would you consider as appropriate electricity tariff in Nigeria?
It's a good question. I think that our focus is really on a separate part of the energy market in Nigeria. It would be difficult for me to answer this question. I know that with the privatization and then liberalization of the energy markets in Nigeria, real challenges came on the table. And part of it, how do you maintain the sustainability and you encourage investment in that sector? So I know it's a very complex and deep discussion happening between the Nigerian people, the Nigerian government, and the business stakeholders involved in such investments. And I think it will take time probably, and it will require a real amount of compromise from all stakeholders to find the right balance between the three. In the meanwhile, we are happy to offer a complementary solution which people can enjoy.
Yuri Citribaum, thank you very much for coming through and discussing one part of the electricity conundrum here in Nigeria and what private sector innovations can bring to the table to help what the government is doing. Thank you very much, the Chief Executive Officer at Lumos Mobile Electricity Services. Of course, almost everyone who is of an adult of some age knows the map of Nigeria. But have you ever seen what you call the poverty map of Nigeria? There's a very interesting one. The inequality in economy and financial services in Nigeria is alarming, but is that the basis for the call for restructuring, or is it part of that conversation? Bismarck Rewani, the Chief Executive Officer at Financial Derivatives Company, is coming live here in the studios next to discuss what you see on your TV screen, an alarming north-south divide, Nigeria's poverty